All right.
Try again.
Oh, wait,
Welcome back to the Four Black Brothers production. I know it look a little different.
What's up now?
Brother in the house.
What's up now?
So if you were here with us last week, y'all know how it went down, and we promised y'all we would bring some special guests this week, and so we have. Real quick before we let my man take over the show, I want to introduce everybody with us. I'll start up on the far end. Y'all know him. He's big with the 2 G's.
Biggs.
With the 2 G's?
2 G's.
Who you got with you, Biggs?
My boss lady. Who you with, baby?
Ruth.
Okay. And of course, y'all know our maitre d' of the night, Mr. Markells, also known as...
Your boy Ken.
Please watch the lip. Please watch the lip. And right next to Mr. Markells, we have...
Oh, Anthony.
Shannon.
Who's coming this way?
Welcome to the team, Shannon. And next to Shannon, of course, y'all know...
That's Anthony Stevens,
Please
a.k.a. DJ Viral, a.k.a. D. Come on, man.
Please
Let him do his own
he
introduction.
didn't let me get into it.
I'm still going. Please say that.
Stevens.
Hammers.
See what we got again?
And last but certainly not least, my very own queen. Y'all know where she is.
Tamika.
Who?
Who
you in, Boogie?
I know what you think.
And of course, there's the leader voice. We're going to get this thing started. I'm going to turn this over to my main man, Markells. And today's topic is relationships.
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 All right. Let me just say this first off. You know what I'm saying? We all here by the grace of the Lord.
Amen.
And, happy to be here. You know, we're going to, like he was saying earlier, it's opinionated. But I also want to see you guys' perspective. I want a clean fight if anything goes down. All right. I'm tugging at it here. You know what I'm saying? No low blows. So I got a question, but I'm going to ask individual questions for each of the couples. All right. So I'm not going to ask all y'all get a chance at the same question because I don't need you over here thinking. You know what I'm saying? You got 10 minutes to think like he got to answer. You know what I'm saying? It's just not fair. So I'm going to just hit all y'all individual questions. That's cool?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Right
cool.
on.
That's fine.
That's cool. That's what we're going to do.
I ain't agree with that.
Alright, so once again, this is coming from a single person's perspective of looking to be in a relationship one day. And so I'm gonna start off with Ant and Shannon. I got a question for y'all.
Alright, right on.
How important is communication in a relationship?
100% important.
How so?
Elaborate.
Okay. Well, one, because communication is key. I can't read his mind, just like he can't read my mind.
This ain't
but
no
I
Houdini.
also think it's the delivery on how you communicate.
Okay. Like tone?
Yes, exactly. Tone.
Okay.
Tone is everything.
Can I piggyback on that? How important is body language in communication?
That is important too.
Why?
I'll use my example that I always say. I feel like there's 2 different ways you can tell someone hello. I could tell by just maybe if you're off by a beat and you're just like, hey, or you're like, hey, how are you? There's a big difference.
That language is the truth.
I mean, yeah, because you can be talking to somebody and you can be saying the right things, but if you on your phone, like, you know what I'm saying? It's,
Or you
it's
got
2
your
different
arms
ways.
crossed and
Yeah.
you rigid and
That's the
you tense.
defense mechanism.
Yeah. So no matter what you're saying, your body's saying something else.
Yeah.
Because communication is very important. Yes, I agree.
So, as we all agree, on the importance of communication, how important was, obviously it's very important, but explain to us how was communication effective when y'all first were about to get into a relationship, before you got into a relationship, and then at the beginning once you guys.
Oh, I don't like that laugh. y'all didn't hear that. I guess I'll start off with that. I felt like when we first met, the communication was good. Mm-hmm. We always talked. We always had great, communication. But I guess when it came to my my ways of communication was not there. Yeah, but meaning as in when we broke up, my communication wasn't there. I was like, no.
Even when we were together.
Yeah.
Yes. When we were together.
But when? And what time frame?
Your communication from then and now is 2 different things, which is better because it shows growth.
Yeah, I was a little boy back then. Yeah, you're right.
He a man.
No, I'm just saying.
He's a man.
Right.
Mama, she got a man.
Come on, man.
I think I was more of the communicator.
Yeah,
I had
definitely.
to. I don't want to say train.
No, you had
I'm not
to
going to say train. But he had to learn to communicate more.
Train.
No,
I'm more of a person. I will talk through my issue. Whereas he's kind of just
I
like,
cut off. whatever, bro. I did what that
Yeah.
made him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. But no, you right though, cause train. Like what I said last time, last episode, I was like, she made me a better man, right?
Yeah.
She helped mold me into who I am today.
Yeah.
So yeah, our communication wasn't always on the pedestal of Jesus where he at. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting better. It's definitely getting better.
So,
Well, I mean, but y'all speaking about communication. We talked about it last week too. What was the thing that goes hand in hand with communication that makes communication relevant? Y'all remember?
Oh, you said
We agreed on that though, right?
Yeah, we
You
agreed
kinda
on
said,
that.
I said like it was my
No, but you did
it on
say
me.
it though.
I
He
said,
did
all
say
right.
it. He said understanding.
he did say that.
He said understanding
I
So
goes
where does understanding
hand.
fall in the whole mass of your communication?
I think respect for one another. Regardless if I disagree with him, I respect his opinion.
Okay.
So, and I think he does the same for me.
Vice versa.
I agree with that. I think I've been around both of you once, and I'm around you a lot. And you, the way you speak, I would never think anything other than you respect the God knows life out of your other half.
Thank you.
And it's an amazing thing. It's very rare in a young black couple, so it's something to be admired. Something to be admired. See, my wife and I, she only 27, and I'm 42.
I thought
So-
she was
I
24.
knew you was.
You lying about her?
I knew you looked strangely similar to R. Kelly. I knew it, and I knew it was something.
I was gonna say he got that
putting two
that
two.
Benjamin
Oh
Button.
gosh.
Kale said it.
Y'all see my wife's my
Kale
wife. Don't do that to me.
R.
My
Kelly.
wife. Mean something, Scott.
Oh,
She know, yeah, and that's what we don't get. I'm sorry, Markel, do your thing. I apologize.
Talk about. Sorry.
We'll bet y'all back when we do that show because that's one to talk
Don't
about.
become R. Kelly tonight.
Oh,
I don't
Alright,
know. She love him. Like despite all of it, she ready to shut it down. Yeah, so go ahead. I'm going.
All right, so appreciate it. I was gonna ask who's the better communicator, men and women, but
I won
I
this
think
debate.
She won that one.
Wait,
hands down.
but
Yeah.
you
I
talking
can
about
kinda
in their relationship, not in general, right?
well,
You
in their relationship, and then I was gonna bring it to
because men are better communicators, for the most part. I would say. Wouldn't you agree? You wouldn't agree?
Wait, now why do you say that?
Well,
Just-
it goes back to what we were talking about last week. And again, this is my opinion, but in my opinion, women, and I don't mean this in any derogatory way. This is just my opinion, but women tend to make decisions based on emotions, right?
I knew he was
So
going to say that.
so when you make a decision based on emotion, it's pretty one-sided. It's that emotion that drove that decision. Where men tend to make decisions based on logic, cause and effect, outcome. So it's more based on a need for communication. If I say to my wife, I don't want to eat pork no more because I want to be I don't want no pork. My wife say to me, but I love bacon. So in her mind, pork gonna keep coming in the house because she said, but I love bacon. In my mind, I want to explain why bacon shouldn't come in the house, but she's already done. So her communication's over. I love bacon. So what I'm saying to you now is the bacon gonna come despite what you have said. I don't even care how right it is. My emotion is love, and the love is for the bacon.
Yeah.
Therefore, bacon, well, you don't have to eat it. This is what she's saying. You don't have to eat it.
Yeah, what's gonna be in
But
the house?
when I want some bacon,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the oven or fry it or however you want to do it,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have some bacon. So the difference being, if she were not making a decision to love bacon based on her love of bacon, I would have explained the logic of how bacon is not good for black people, how our bodies is not designed to break bacon down, how it leads to high blood pressure, heart disease, and so many other things. And from my man's standpoint, I have made such a good point that it's not even an argument. But it is because my wife, and I'm just using an example, we're not actually having a bacon argument, has made it clear that she loves bacon. No, because we like you, we've grown. You would agree with that, right? I remember when we couldn't have certain we really could not have certain conversations. Like it just, to have that conversation meant disaster. Now, unlike you guys, we've got almost 20 years in on this thing. Boy, it's been a long drive. But I want to say this in front of you. It was worth every experience.
Yeah.
Everything that happened between us, be it together or apart, brought us here. See? It's going to R. Kelly.
I'm finna break out in song in any second.
Shout out to Closet. Oh my God, I love you.
That's how they do me.
That's all I love.
What a lip.
Yeah.
It ain't right without the lip. All right. I'm gonna let me get
All right,
back to
so
you. I just want to.
I got a question for
Oh man.
Mr. Biggs. Mr. Biggs. Y'all can take.
Oh Lord.
I got a question for Biggs and Ruth, before I say that, you guys live together?
Yes.
Okay. So as we see, like, you know, that was a big no-no. I want to say 30 years ago for a couple to be living together before marriage.
Right.
And obviously times has changed. Our culture in America has changed where you see that more quite frequently now.
Yeah.
What was? I want to ask, what was the decision factor in moving in together before marriage, or was that even just some thought of, or was hey, let's just do this thing?
Both.
And why?
Want to explain it?
For me, it was more so. It's not going to be like how it was back in the day. People just meet, then they get married, and you don't know nothing about the person until you guys move in together. Then you're stuck in a loveless or abusive relationship, all because you never knew how the person was when you lived with them inside of the home. Inside of the home. I have a lot of family members that have gone through that, and I come from a Haitian culture background. So living with someone before you get married is a no-no.
I understand.
I said I would never. I'm breaking that cycle. I can't do that.
For clarity's sake, you're saying that it's better to live with them, get to know what you're dealing with before you get married?
Personally, yes. I that's what I feel.
I just want clarity. I just want to say.
It's been an eye opener, but at the same time, if he was
Waiting on that confirmation.
hey, it's been an eye opener, but it's been a great experience. I have no complaints.
Well, I met Big, about 6 years ago. I mean, met him. Like, I think I saw him around, but we actually had our first I'm going to say it was about 6 because I was still in concierge when I met you. And y'all wasn't together then. So I can say for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that he is definitely a different man than he was when I met him 6 years ago. In fact, if we had tried to do this, what we're doing now, 6 years ago, it wouldn't have worked.
Right, okay.
We were in different places. Matter of fact, I met you around the same time. And I don't know, me and you didn't get to know each other the way me and Big did back then.
Yeah.
Our conversation came through mutual friends or whatever, but it's interesting to hear you say that. And the reason I say it is because I was taught, and I'm a bit older than most of you guys, well, all of y'all, I was taught that the exact opposite.
You feel me?
Okay.
I was taught that you once you have the bond, you get married, and then you grow to love each other.
Right.
And here's the thing. Think about, I think you were going to mention it earlier, think about old couples.
Right.
That's how they did it. And they stayed married for a long period of time.
Very true.
Now, the divorce rate is over 50% in America. And I wonder, is it because we move too fast, we move too slow, or are we just not moving in sync the way we should?
I
Right.
think it's a combination.
It's a good.
I think it's a combination
I
of
agree.
people not taking the time to get to know each other.
Right.
So you don't know what you're getting into. Or you're either in that rut where you're like, well, I'm this age, I have to be with somebody.
Right.
Or I have to be with someone because I
Right.
don't want to be alone. And you're just accepting it to accept it.
Go ahead.
And we did this even though we knew each other for 10 years prior to us getting together. Like, we still went that way to make sure, like, it was going to work. You know what I'm
But
saying?
when
Like,
you say 10 years, y'all wasn't together though, right?
No,
Y'all
no,
just
no.
knew each other.
Yeah, we just friends.
Friends.
You want to hear something funny? My wife and I grew up in the same town. Went to the same high school, graduated. I think my aunt used to babysit her when she was a kid.
Wow.
Never seen her growing up, not once. Was in school with my brother.
That's great.
They went to school together.
Wow.
And I always laugh about, I grew up, became a man, got married, somebody from the home team.
Right.
And like, I told you guys last week that my wife and I had a rough, that's not a good way to describe it. We had a lot of bumps, but I
Right.
think that if you don't have bumps in a relationship,
yeah.
you can't really define it.
Very
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah,
Very
that's
I
true.
think you
agree.
need to get mad and then make up. My son, my 15-year-old son said something to me yesterday. I'm going to try to quote it right. It was very profound, but he said that each time a guy messes up and a woman takes him back, he loves that woman more. But he loves her more each time, and she loves him less. So when he gets to the point where he loves her as much as she needed, she don't love him no more.
Right.
And that's what my wife and I, we were on that road. I'm so grateful. I want you guys to say, I'm so grateful.
And he's 15.
Yeah, he's 15,
Right.
from the mouth of babes.
15.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity that God has afforded me to see past jitter bullshit, to see past ignorance, to see
Right.
past my pride. More important than my pride, to allow me to stick through. Because when it all boils down, and I'll say this to you, when it all boils down, you're a great woman. you're my queen. I say it with pride because you are my queen. And I need you to understand this because we've had a rough road. And I know that it took you a long time to get.
I'm taking you on that mic.
Yeah, speak, woman, speak.
I'm listening. I'm loving this.
Well, let me take advantage of this. Listen.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Do a hair flip. There it is.
Oh.
His hair's so luxurious.
That's his thing.
Nah, he was just talking though, like his hair was all in
Yeah, you know what
everything is going on.
You know?
She trying to peek around.
His hair's so luxurious.
It does tend to
Okay.
yeah, do what it do. But no, all I want to say was like, even in the thing that we're doing as 4 Black Brothers, this is our home. I didn't ask, and it dawned on me after we had made the decision we was going to use it as a studio that I'd never said anything to my wife. Like I never but she was cool. She saw that we were doing something positive. She saw that it made me happy, and she rolled with it. And I'm thankful. We all
Thank you.
like you and then he gave you the nickname Boss Lady.
What?
And I was a little. He didn't know I was a little tight, but hold on, I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? But
He's the jealous in me. Baby, I ain't like that. Man. You the boss lady.
Oh man.
That was for the camera.
No, it wasn't. You let every time you say it, I hear.
So hold on,
All right, go ahead. I'm
because I
sorry.
still want to. It was required for you to move in?
It wasn't required, but it was something that I said that I would do this time around to make sure that this is what it was going to be.
Okay. How about you? Like before was that anything that was like, I guess, premeditated? Like, man, we got to live together before we take the relationship further, or can you?
Nah, that's my homie, man.
Yeah.
That's my homie, bro.
You said that's your homie?
Yeah, that's my homie first.
Explain that to me.
I know for like 10 years.
But like, what supersedes girlfriend to homie? How? Because I know that's because you said the same thing about your girl.
Oh nah, like don't get me wrong, bro. Like you have girlfriends, but they should like this my homie first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's my homie first.
Well, I want you to define what homie means when you're talking about your girl. I just want to because I feel
this the person. You already know, bro. Who when I was down, bro, who lifted me up. You know what I'm saying? Got me where I need to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like this the person who's in that corner, bro. Like dusting that dirt off my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? That's my homie. Yeah.
Last week, I asked all of y'all a question. Y'all all gave me 2 keys to a relationship. And I want to ask the question to pose it to the ladies without trying to go back to it last week. What do you think are the 2 most important keys to a relationship?
2, I think is most important.
You got to speak a little louder.
Oh, the mic is right
mic
here.
will hear you.
Let me think on this.
You drink some of that wine, Lucia.
Hey, I'll take a sip with you. Come on to you. Go ahead. Come on to you.
I don't know if I want you to take a sip with my wife.
Look, hey,
I want to take a sip.
a jealous individual.
And I'm like, because
Man, take a sip with your wife.
Oh, no.
it's too late now. Ain't nobody second. Ain't nobody second.
Come on. Look out. It's Lee, y'all.
I can't.
It's Lee.
Can't put no shea butter on there, huh?
Oh, yeah, little second.
No coconut oil, no nothing.
Bruh. Hey, bruh. Y'all gonna stop. All right, wait. Okay, wait.
Glistening.
Oh,
you can
geez.
Hey, Lee said he know I had this many tattoos, y'all. Glistening.
And there it is.
Listen.
Okay, wait.
Oh, man.
I really want to know though. So what do you think are the 2 most important traits in a successful relationship?
I would have to say trust is number 1 for me.
Okay, trust. And what's the second one?
Second one, I would have to say,
It's funny she said trust.
Yeah.
No, really, it's
No, for
fucking
real.
hilarious. Let me just tell you, cause
listen, I had to pray on that one. God knows I did. I had to pray.
I don't know what
I
that
had to
means,
pray on that one. For
Look
real.
at this face. Is this not a trustworthy face?
Maybe not right now.
That part.
Back then.
Well, wait. I still want the second one though. What's the second one?
Second one,
Speak loud for the mic.
I said
like you talking to me.
communication.
Communication and trust.
Yeah.
This somebody said it last week.
I said communication and loyalty.
Okay.
So
So, what's your 2?
Y'all
Yeah.
the same.
I think mine would be patience.
Ooh, no one said that last week. I want to point that out.
Well, she's
I had
patient
to
with your boy.
learn to have patience.
What? Talk
I
about
think, I honestly think I learned to have patience with him. So, yes.
it. We'll tell you why.
Yes.
We'll tell you why. We'll get the story behind it.
And I would say, I think communication, not
Okay, so
to
that's communication twice.
bandwagon, but I definitely think
Yeah, for
communication.
sure.
So we got trust, communication, and patience.
Yes.
All right, Ruth, bring us home.
I would say honesty
Oh, I like that.
and communication.
Okay, so
also.
communication hits all of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much
Now,
so.
now, fellas, y'all know I gotta go. Y'all know I gotta go, right?
Go ahead.
So, if communication is so important, you two ever had arguments?
Yes.
Y'all ever have arguments? Of course.
Yes.
Hold on. What's an argument though?
Well, a disagreement where I'm glad you said that. So there's a situation, right?
I think more.
We're all sitting here right now.
Yeah, can I?
Yes, sir.
I think debate's more than argument. We don't argue.
Well, no, wait. What I'm giving you, I want to give you an argument based on what we're talking about.
Okay.
Right, okay.
So we're all sitting here right now, right? And we see something happen right outside this window. We all saw it, and we all perceive it differently.
Differently. Yeah.
Like, I guess the best example would be the Gospels. These guys all walked with Jesus around the same time, but they all told a story from their perspective. So an argument would be where you both are seeing the same situation from a different perspective. So you're arguing,
Right.
and what I was trying to establish last week, and this is why I'm bringing it up because now it's going to get good for you. What I was trying to establish last week is that when you argue with each other, you communicate, right?
Right.
Yes.
You're upset,
Yeah.
you're upset, and you're communicating to him that he's upset.
Right.
And go ahead, I'm sorry, please.
You can finish. I just put my hand up and you know I had a question.
What am I saying? Go ahead.
Okay, well, is there a difference between argument and debate? Debate.
Or
Yes,
you
and I'm
mean
glad you brought it up.
disagreement?
I'll get that. I'll
Or do
get
you mean
now.
disagreement?
Since you said that, do you debate?
Or do you argue?
I don't think. Let me first start off. We have had arguments. I won't sit here and say we've never argued.
Right.
Over the years, do we currently argue? No.
What we argue over?
But you debate.
I think our biggest
What we argue
disagreement
over.
is what I'm gonna eat.
That's the number one thing we.
Can I just put a
my
put a
God.
pin? Wait, hold, let me just
I
put a
did.
pin in that with the eat part right there. Just hold that right there, because I'm pretty sure we all suffer
Go
from
ahead,
that.
Nate.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
wait. I'm sorry. Do y'all argue?
Yes.
Okay. We argue. Now, to go over what you were saying, we all saw the same perspective. You're mad. Y'all talking to each other because you're mad.
Of course.
But you're not getting nowhere.
Right.
You mad? You saw it. You think you right. You think you right.
That's what I don't argue with her.
Because you're smart. That's
I make up with her.
and we do that. But here's
She gets mad.
that look on her face. Says,
Yeah.
you do a good job.
Like-
making up.
Otherwise,
So we get to these arguments, right? And we communicate that we're angry. But if we don't, and that's what I was trying to tell them last week, and I really want to stress it again because I think this is a relationship preserver. If we can stop arguing and start seeking understanding,
yeah, you did say
and I want to explain exactly for the ladies who are because my wife and I, we have this conversation all the time, and by the grace of God, we both understand that. We understand how to understand, and that's what the problem is. People don't understand how to understand.
Yeah.
Pride will break your relationship every
Absolutely.
time.
Mhm.
Now I say that, but you have to understand something about men, women, ladies, that we our fuel is our pride,
Pride, yeah.
and our ego. If you want your man to be happy,
You
and my wife knows this. This is why we married. We're gonna be together forever.
You stroke what?
You stroke the ego,
Huh?
and you pump that pride.
Huh?
Because if you do that,
Huh?
he listen. If you do that, he will
King
not.
Kong.
In other words, when my wife
He
got to the
avenging
point where
this
she
man.
treated me like, okay, I understand you have an ego and pride, and I'm gonna respect those things. When she got to that point, now everything I do is to make sure she happy because I'm
That's
happy.
real. That's
You
real.
feel me?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Sure.
when we're having arguments, when we're having debates, and debate is different. So I'm glad you brought it up. We have an argument. Arguing is it's communication. That's what you're doing. You communicate with each other. But if you're not seeking understanding, then you're just doing this.
Yep.
The moment
That's real.
one of you, and I'm hoping it's the men in the group, step back, take a look at the situation from her perspective. Doesn't mean that she's right and you're wrong. It just means now you have an understanding as to why she feels the way she feels, why she's reacting.
Right.
And please don't take this the wrong way. You have to understand that as men, we have to take into account that you're dealing with an emotion.
Right.
Now don't get it twisted. And I should have made this clear last week. We are emotional way more than women. We just deal with it differently. I yell at her all the time, Mama, don't think for 1 second when we're going through something and you stressed out, pulling your hair out, and I seem like I'm just chill that I'm not stressing because I just deal with mine differently. I was raised to internalize my shit, whereas you were not. You were raised to get it out there and deal with it, and that's something we had to come to an agreement on. I internalized mine; she didn't. It's yin and yang. If you and your partner, and this is for you, are the same in every way, you're not gonna last.
That's real.
It's not how it works.
Very
That's
true.
real. That's
If
real.
your weakness is not her strength,
That's
you
real.
have a problem.
That's true.
And if your strength is not her weakness, and vice versa, you have a problem. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's what you're looking for in a relationship. When it took me a very, my difference is it took me a very long time to understand how important my wife, my queen, was to me. I thought that if I paid the bills, came home and did what I had to do as a man, then leave me alone with everything else. That's what I thought. I thought that when you were nagging at me about X, Y, and Z, it was just you being a lady and you was being emotional. I didn't realize that there are degrees to the way we have to interact with each other. I didn't realize that there were standards we have to meet.
Yes.
And when I realized it, and I want you to understand something, when I realized it was because I also realized that here's a woman, like you said earlier, who when I was down and out and wouldn't tell nobody, she knew it and she stepped in and made it happen. Here's a woman who said, "Lady, baby, what do you want? I would like that. I would like to have that." And then I got it. And I was like, and you guys don't notice, I'm not one who can take compliments very well, and I definitely don't take gifts well because I've never been that type of person. I never lived that life. So whenever my wife would kept showering me with things, and I was like, my mind, what do you want? Like, what are you trying to get out of me? But it turns out, she was happy.
Right.
And she knew those things made me happy. So it's all about the yin and yang. It's all about communication, but more important than communication is understanding.
Yes.
You have to understand
That's
where that
pretty-
person is coming from, and it's not just in your romantic relationship.
Yeah.
We have
Every one of
children,
them.
Right.
so, and that's where we differ. We have lots of children. We have to communicate with our kids. And like, I don't want to be a totalitarian. I know you know that one type of parent. I want to be the type of parent who is not my kid's friend, but my kid feels comfortable talking to me about whatever.
Yeah.
And the only way to accomplish that is that I have to put myself in his shoes,
For sure.
in their shoes, because
Right.
I have daughters too, and I have to try to see it from their perspective. Though it's difficult because my mind is so far beyond an adolescent. I mean, even to the point where I don't even like doing the things I used to like to do, like playing video games like I used to, because I've evolved past that.
Yeah.
But by the grace of God, and I have to say that because I know it's a blessing, because I know a lot of people don't possess that skill. I allow myself to step back and look at things through Jeremiah's eyes, through Anaya's eyes, through Mariah, even my 5-year-old, who is spectacular. I mean, and I'm not just saying that she's an amazing young lady.
What?
So I do that because I really want,
She's a Virgo. That's
and I'm gonna yield for this. I just want to say this. I have one goal in life at this point now, and that goal is to see those who I love be successful, including my queen. And, you know, I would just want to see my children grow up, graduate high school, go to college, if that's what they choose to do, and be successful in life. I want them to have the best possible opportunity to be successful. When we got married, that's what our frame of mind was. We were in love, but we was having some major issues. But we knew that if we stuck to the course, if I'm wrong, you tell me now. That if we stuck to the course, that we could give our kids the best possible opportunity in a world that does not like them, a world that will treat them like second class, a world that will, and we did a whole show on this.
Yeah.
A world that will not allow, a world that forces us as parents to have a police talk. Like, and y'all understand. So I was just telling you that my kids are not bad kids.
Yeah.
They're just very innocent.
Yeah.
And so a lot of things they do, they don't realize it because they're innocent. And that is by God give us the ability to raise them that way. We lived on 24th Street off of Rio Grande. When we moved away, before we were gone a month, our neighbor was shot and killed dead in her house by another neighbor. Right, we weren't even gone a month. And it happened. When I say next door, like that house right there. This is somebody that we knew and we saw and spoke to every day. And another neighbor walked down to her house, walked in her kitchen, and shot her dead in the kitchen. But my kids, if you ever see them, and this ain't on me and her, this is God allowed us to be this way.
Right.
My kids are not those little run around with the shoes off and cursing and all these stuff. It just don't happen. Now, I'm not saying they don't curse, because I walked up on them one day, they was going to town. Listen, y'all better. I'll teach them stuff. And I got to the door, I was like, what the hell? So I just listened. And it was my two sons and their friend was up there, and they were just, nigga this and fuck that. And I was like, I've never heard them curse. I had never, and it blew my mind. And so I had to make a decision right then. I can get mad and communicate, or I can understand.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
And we cool. And I'm going to tell you something. My son, he talks to me about his love life. My daughter, my 8-year-old asked me, how old I got to be when I can have a boyfriend? This is because we keep an open line of
communication.
education.
Yeah,
And the reason I brought it up about the kids, because I want you to understand that these principles don't just apply to us in our romantic relationships. They apply to every relationship.
Very
Mother and
true.
father, friend.
Yeah.
Like us four, we have a mutual respect between us,
Yeah.
but we made a decision you guys don't know that anything that we change in our show has to be a unanimous decision,
Yeah,
regardless.
Right.
The smallest to the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all understand, I love it. I've never had friends that I can depend on
Right.
through it all.
Yeah.
You know, and then now to bring in our other half, I mean, to have my wife be a part of something that's so big to me only makes this so much better.
Right.
To see the way you guys react when we reach the idea, to know that Markel, we said it last week, is gonna make somebody the happiest wife on the planet.
Gym boy.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Gym.
I thought you said go to the gym.
No.
Yeah, go to the
You swole.
gym. Go to the gym.
You swole. The
I'm
action figure.
gonna let go there. I'm gonna let Markel get back to what he do. But I just
man.
want to express that because when we move forward, and I hope
I
you'll
wish
bring
you had
us
the tank
back.
top on there.
You said you saw the movie, right?
What?
The Acrimony. You saw the movie, right?
Acrimony.
And you
Everybody
saw
saw.
it,
I'm
right?
gonna ask a question about
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
haven't
And my
seen
wife definitely saw it. Let me tell you. Yeah, she saw it.
I got.
I've seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask a question, but I think you answered one of the
Okay,
questions
well,
I already
please,
was gonna
go
ask.
ahead,
So
sorry.
I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna have the guys answer and the women answer as well on this question. Both of them actually. What is the correct? How do women receive love and how do men receive love?
Receive love.
Receive it.
I'm gonna let my baby take that one. How do you think women receive
Well, I
love?
want to answer from
Oh,
a quick answer.
But wait, from the men or the
both. What BOLF?
both?
Both.
Sorry. Both.
Both.
I was so low for a second.
Both of you, grammar teacher.
Both.
Both of you.
Hey, this the grammar queen,
I
right?
got grammatical OCD. That's why I spelled it out.
Oh. Okay, so what's the
Both.
question again? I'm sorry.
How do women receive love and how do men receive love?
So are you asking the men how the women receive and the women how the men receive?
I'm asking
Yes.
you both. I'm asking both of you both.
BOLF. I got it.
Go ahead, brother.
So I think I receive love. I guess the best way to put it is, it's the little things for me. It's the scratching my head. It's the picking at the corn on my foot. Those are the. I'm just being honest. Those are the things that mean the world to
About
me.
the corns, but okay.
I know you say toe. Like,
It's
Scratch
a
my
corn,
toe.
you know,
Like
it's
you
a
try
corn.
that.
Oh yeah, scratching my toe.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, you do that too?
like
Oh, that was just me.
Yeah, that's you, bro.
I love it.
That's just you, bro.
Now she won't do it though.
Yeah.
See, I'll be asking her, but she won't. She
Yeah.
won't do it. I'll be like, baby, just scratch my toes.
Sandpaper now.
The reason why I asked this question.
I got soft feet. Oh, you talking about my feet is the bomb. But as lean at the foot plate. Oh, your foot are soft. Your foot are soft. Oh, your foot are soft. She got mad, ready to get a lead. You sitting there getting petted side by side.
Okay.
And the lady doing both of them. And the lady grabbed my foot and she say,
Say
"Who
it.
your Mika say,
hello. I'm like, hello.
she said, hold on. I said, that's not my feet. I can't help it. I wear socks all the time. There you go. All right.
The reason
All right.
I asked this question
Go
though
ahead, I'm
because out of all 2, 4, 6, 7, out of all 7 of us, I noticed that when I asked what's the most important thing in a relationship, nobody said love, which is not a bad thing because I've heard that. But
Boy, that perception is amazing.
nobody said love
Why
was
do
the
you
most
think that
important
is?
thing.
Why do you think nobody said love?
I think love is the engine that drives the motor, but I don't think it is the I don't think it's the actual thing. Like,
So
The-
how important do you think
Gotcha.
love is in a
Understand.
relationship?
I think it's very important because it's supposed to fuel every single thing. Like, for you to try to understand somebody
Wow,
requires
that's-
you to be powered by love, or you know what I'm saying, or for you to say, you know what, it's not about me getting my point across. Like, canceling the argument, it's not about me trying to get my point across before them. Let me seek to see where they're coming from and then find a solution so that we can be better. Or
So you just opened the door. Now I want to pose the question back to y'all again because that I didn't even think about it like that. But I'm gonna start with Big. Big, why was love not one of the adjectives that describe the most important attributes by any of us? In your opinion, why was love not the forefront? Because based on his analogy, love should have been the first, as we said.
Yeah.
But I think it's already there.
Huh?
It's already there.
You think it's a given?
I think it's
Well,
a given.
in our
Think it's a
situation,
given?
yeah, it's already
I
there.
think so too, because it's
Yeah.
like for me to even communicate or have that loyalty with somebody,
Yeah,
my
I got
love
it.
is already there.
Can
for
you
me.
have a relationship meaningful where love don't exist?
like absolute love,
Are you?
in love,
Are you?
like,
But are you talking about
Thank
as
you,
in a
bro.
relationship?
That's the
also,
question.
are you talking about as in a relationship and being with somebody, or are you talking about a relationship? Y'all can have a
No,
friendship.
No, I'm
or-
a romantic. Can you have a romantic relationship with someone and love not be prevalent in that relationship? So, in other words, if your relationship, I mean, let's put it this way: when you met her, and when I met her, you didn't love her from jump, right?
had to
You
build
grow
that,
to
yeah.
love
And
somebody, you build it.
and you were in a relationship before you loved him, right? So, is it possible to be in a relationship where love doesn't exist?
it doesn't
Can you like
exist.
somebody enough? Can you like somebody enough to hold a
willing to
relationship
grow.
together?
In terms of a relationship, yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
so
if
as
you,
well.
that's like saying, can
You
I have
say,
a car
baby,
without?
like, why you say like, why you say that?
Me personally, I can't like somebody enough just to stay in a relationship. I have to love you to
Yeah,
be in a
that
relationship.
love is a
I'm not
key.
gonna like
So
you.
love is the longevity of a relationship.
Correct.
I mean, you
So if you're in a relationship and you don't find a place where you are in love, then the relationship is bound to fizzle out.
no,
Is that
but
what you're
love
saying?
and being in love is different.
Okay, so
There's three
To
different
love
types of love.
someone.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a
I learned
difference.
that there's three different types of love.
break it down
From the, I guess, the Greek words to them are phileo.
fellatio.
No, oh Lord.
I knew it was coming. He tried to hurry up, but I couldn't give him
Yeah,
words.
I know.
I was
He was coming around the corner.
Here he go.
Wait, what since you said it?
Phileo
Who
love.
don't love fellatio?
I mean, come on, man. Yeah, boy.
He mean Becky. In the right terms.
Oh, thank you. Because I'm like, what?
I mean,
Alright, no, phileo love.
Okay.
Is like a brotherly love, right? So
Okay.
I can have my love for Anthony, or my love for Leah, my love for Biggs is a brotherly love, right?
Okay.
There is what's the other one called? There is an erotic love, right? So erotic love, or eros. The word is for it is called eros. E-R-O-S.
That's what me and my wife got.
Right.
Yeah.
The passion, intimacy.
I kid.
You know what I mean? And then
look at him.
the other. All right.
Yeah, feel me. Look, my dog, you understand? That's what I'm talking about. I don't know.
No,
Go get some. What you
started
call it
all
again?
this emotion.
What you call that second one again?
Huh?
Eros.
Yeah, I want some Eros right now.
Let's go, man.
made a new word.
Let's go, man. Let's
I
go.
want
No, so I want some Eros. And then the third one.
What's
So
the third
Eros
one?
is a romantic one, right?
Okay.
Romantic love. Phileo is like a brotherly love,
I know the
a
third one,
bondship, and then the third one is agape,
which is
Yeah.
absolute love.
which is absolute,
Yeah,
like
my
passion behind it.
sister church is that. Her church is called Agape, and that's what I remember. She
Yeah,
told me
because
what
agape is relative to how God loves
Yeah.
humans in general. It's a
it is. We talked about that
passionate.
last week.
So yeah, it's a passionate love, a desire for the intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's
then-
not.
We're talking about Ero though. In the conversation we're having, we're only referring to Ero, right?
So no, that's why I was coming back. That's what we were coming back to ask you when you say is love essential in a relationship, or what you say?
Well, you said,
is it-
Could you have a relationship
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
love? I think you can have a relationship without eros. Yes.
Okay.
And I've seen it before. I've seen
but
people
then-
take marriage like it's a business. Like
Actually,
we're
that's
coming
all I'm gonna
together.
go.
Yeah, I've seen it that way. I've
Well-
seen it when it was purely off of eros, which is it's pros and cons to each.
Well,
thing.
let me ask you a
Very
question
true,
because
very
you
true.
brought up a point. You
Very
said,
And good topic. I like that.
you said, I don't remember what you said because I've been drinking. I
Go ahead.
shouldn't have been drinking, but I want to say
Give me
this.
bits.
I want to say this.
Give me bits of it.
So we talking about Ero, right? We all agree we're talking about Ero. So, in love and to love someone, because that's what you brought up. You said
In love.
there's a difference between being in love and love. So now here's a question I posed. First, are you in love or do you just love me? You out in the hot.
Hey, did you
I
I ain't got the button. I ain't got the button. Yeah.
I said. I looked at the camera.
I hit the button.
No, listen, wait. My intention was not to put you on the hot spot. I
Listen,
just want to
no, I
know.
was just like, I just zoned out for a second there. So like when you
You didn't
came
drink your
in,
She
wine.
was
but listen,
so in
I'm
love.
still
She
zoned.
zoned
I'm
out.
like,
Say it again. She
yes.
was what?
I got
That's
you.
what I'm talking about. Put it here. Oh,
Wait a minute.
I
Is
was
they
like,
clicking
just-
up now?
We're gonna put a stop this shit here.
Yeah.
Keep the world
You got the
separate.
three
Keep
black
the world
sisters now?
separate. Keep
yes.
the world separate.
Oh,
Okay, so
all right. I'm cool with it.
So, let me ask you a question again. Do you love me or are you in love?
Both.
Both, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you get that shit. That's why you my book.
Baby, do
You-
you love me?
I
or
was
you
going to
in
say
love?
both.
Okay.
I was going to say both.
I ain't even got to ask that.
But why?
You already
Why
know
both?
that.
Can I
Okay,
pose
so
that question?
wait, thank you. Define loving me and then define being in love. Because I haven't heard much
Come on,
from you,
babe.
so I want you to
Come on,
define.
babe.
Look at me. I want you to define loving me and define being in love with me. I just want to see if you're where I think you.
That's the question I asked. Put him on
Well, I asked
That's
it
the
back.
question. Huh?
Why is it
It's okay.
Go ahead. I'm listening. And you got to speak up so that the mic can pick you up. Because see, it didn't catch none of that.
That's
She
made
said, "Oh Lord
Major
Jesus." Go ahead.
Listen, my wine is kicking in.
Okay, let me just point out something. My wife is not shy. I'm not sure what's happening right now. She ain't shy about
This
no.
is wine. What the heck is what the alcohol
right? It
percentage
is really
is? Like
good. It's good.
16.5?
It's so
You want to take another
good.
sip?
It's so good. It's so
I mean,
good.
I
You said
can't
tea
eat
leaf?
Yes.
All right, we'll come back. What is being in love with Big and what is loving Big? I think that's what Markel was trying to go with.
Loving him loving him as a person, who he is, how he treat people, like how he take care of responsibility, how he deal with certain things. I love all of that about him. But loving him,
being in love with him.
That's boo daddy right there.
Yeah.
That's boo daddy.
That's the little things. Look, you see it?
Only gotta say too
That's
much.
the little things.
Like, all right,
I
it's
love
your
it.
turn. You on the hot seat.
I love it.
She's kind of where I was going with it. I feel like I love him, meaning the things he does as a person, who he is on his day to day. I would need him to be that way in order for me to be in love with him.
True.
That's deep.
That's real.
So
That's real.
I feel like
That's real.
if something were to go astray with us, which it's not,
Let him know, baby.
it's not.
Let him know.
Nobody
come for me.
This type of stuff.
It's
That fight game.
And we don't fight.
She a better fighter than me.
It's not, but where I go back to the love part is no matter where we are in life, I know he has my back, and I have his back.
Now wait,
Because
you
of
said that's
that
the love, or is that
Yes.
the in love?
I think it's both.
So yours just mixed.
I think it is a mix.
Okay.
But like she was also saying, how he is on a day to day, you can't not love that.
Right.
I agree.
I wouldn't have been attracted to it if he didn't have those
Very
I
qualities.
totally agree with you. Because I mean, and that, I agree that for both of you guys. Like, I love the fact, like I told you how I met. I don't know if you know how I met or how I first saw Andrew. I
Yes,
was
he
a
told me.
supervisor in the and I was walking through the pool and I seen this dude on stage with this white guy wearing a skirt and a wig dancing like Beyonce.
Whoa.
Yeah, dance like
There was
Beyonce.
no skirt
Remember
involved,
that right
bro.
here? It's like,
No, there was no. I put on a wig because I
It was
was.
y'all
But
didn't have
it
no
wasn't no
grass skirts?
skirt.
I
No.
swear I had on grass skirts.
Nah, bro. I
No, there
would
wasn't
never.
any skirts.
I'm pretty sure I remember.
There
But no,
wasn't
I
any
saw
skirts.
that guy and I was thinking to myself like, what the hell's going
You're
on?
right,
My
bro.
dog.
Why is this guy on stage
That's my dog.
getting it in like that? And then
I'm
later on, I saw
entertainer,
him
man.
outside. He was like, "Yeah, bro, you know." Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "This dude got energy. I love it. I love his energy. His energy was crazy, and I loved it.
Energy?
You gonna catch me like this or catch me like
And
this?
yes.
His energy was crazy. And I even you don't know this, but we had a something at the job, and there was an event, and you did your thing, and I filmed you. And I took on. I say, "That's Aunt Boo right there." And she's like, "Damn, you can dance." I was like, "Yeah," because we was getting, remember when everybody was doing the electric slide and all that, and it was like, I was like, I like this kid. Like I was telling him, I like this guy, and we had talked about the show and everything, and it was just amazing. So yeah, it was definitely your energy. And with you, I just had never met a guy like you. Like I looked at you and I made a judgment, and then you talked to me, and I was way off, and I loved it. I respected you.
Should have seen his face though.
Yeah, I was just like, who is this guy? Like,
He
this
got
guy
offended.
who is
Like-
saying
like,
things that I
he
think.
He said something to me, and he's, oh, that nigga kind of.
Yeah, he was woke. And it blew. And then now with Markel was totally different. Y'all don't know this.
Oh, man.
Markel used to get my nerves. Markel is coming out. Listen, Markel, before he worked with me, he'd see me sitting in the joint.
Oh, turn everything down.
Oh, I do. I used
yeah.
to, or I do this right
On
here.
purpose.
This thing when he like the picture.
Like-
and I say, bro,
Oh God.
I didn't even know him that well. I was like, bro, why you like, what's going on? Why you always? I'm not the type of guy who's gonna click on nobody, especially when I know that. Yeah.
You do that?
And then walk off.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
walk off.
listen, while you're eating, like you don't even see, bro, your mind is at work.
And don't be standing. Listen, don't be standing somewhere like man, you've been here walking behind you like this. Or this thing.
Wow,
You
man.
want to do this thing. I hate this. Yeah, it's stupid. It's an F&B thing.
That was
It's
so.
stupid.
No,
I
that
hate
was,
it.
Boy, that was so long ago, man.
No, it's current.
No,
He does this right
that
now.
was long
It's
ago
like
when that
it's
happened.
current.
But
Yeah, like he did. So the reason I said that because I just want you to understand, like the bond that I have with the four black brothers, for me it goes way beyond just four black brothers with ideals that were similar.
I love it.
These were guys who, like, when the three of us said we're gonna do this show,
Yeah.
I was like, Markel.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we needed a God element, and I had never met a young man who looked like he looked, and I'm no homo. He's a handsome guy who was in control of himself the way he was, and I loved it. I was like, wow.
That's right.
I was
Go
like,
ahead,
wow,
go ahead,
this dude he's unimpeachable. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy? I ain't never met a black guy like that. And then when I found when we got to talking, and he started telling me about like how God moves in his life.
Bro, amazing, man.
See, what he didn't know was, and you can attest to this, when I was his age, I was just like that. Every day, Bible, going to church, you know what I'm saying? Like, taking her to church, we was, that was my life.
Yes.
And to see somebody in this day and age, and y'all know what I mean when I say this day and age,
Yes.
who loves God first, even more so than I was able to do in my own old age, or what you want to call it. Like, I was moved by it, and I'm paying homage to you because it was an amazing thing. And I'll be real with you, it was amazing how the God who lives in you. See, I'm very perceptive to people, and I can see the God in you. I can see it in other people too, but I love it in you because you look like me. You know what I'm saying? People say, "That's your son." What you call it? Say at work all the time. That's just shut up. Like I be like, shut up. I just when I went to work the other day with my hair up in a bun, and he had his hand up, and all day that's all I heard. What y'all twins? Shut up. Like, shut up. Like, but the thing was, is like you know, I got a lot of love. We talk about relationships. The relationship I have with my 4 black brothers is a very strong bond, and I hope that you guys feel the same because it's a bond that I don't think gonna be broken.
It's all love, yeah.
And the fact that we can bring our queens, and I say queens plural because that's what you're. I knew about you before I ever met you. I knew about you before I met you, and I know y'all knew about my queen because that's all I talk about. She won't believe it, but that's all I talk about my queen. So my queen is the bond.
So speaking of queens, I want to flip the questions around. What do you guys love about your ladies, your queens?